Hi guys! We are doing a look ahead at what we're going to be learning about in Unit 2. So this is our Unit 2 preview video. Starting off with our assessment schedule coming up, we have 4 learning goals in this unit. So in Unit 1, we had 2 main learning goals with body systems and cellular respiration. And this time we actually have 4. So we're going to be learning more this unit, um, but we're going to also spend some more time in this unit as well. So um, the things that we're going to be learning about are natural selection and evolution, group behavior, and then something called speciation and phylogenetics. So we're going to take a look at what those mean, but definitely make note of when our assessments are that are coming up. So a big focus of what we're going to be learning this unit is called natural selection. So there's 2 visuals here, one with the birds and the beetles and one with the giraffes. So take a moment and look at those, and then I want you to answer the question on the Edpuzzle that would complete this flowchart. So first, giraffes that are tall can reach the food. Then shorter giraffes don't get enough food to survive. What would make sense to go in the last box? Okay, so what would happen is the population of giraffes would start to include more tall giraffes. And this is because when short giraffes don't get enough food, they don't survive, so they die. And then the remaining giraffes are all tall. So, of all the giraffes that are still living, most of them are tall. We could see a similar thing happening with our birds over here. They say, "Yum, green beetles, our favorite." And so they start eating all the green beetles. And then over time, you can see that the population changed because those green beetles kept getting eaten because the birds loved them so much, to where there's only really orange beetles left. So, based on its name, we can probably already tell natural selection is something that happens all by itself in nature. Um, but artificial selection, this other idea on this page, is something that happens because humans get involved. So, um, again, we're going to take a look at this picture and we're going to try to complete this flowchart. Okay, so let's read it through. Humans want to have pets with specific traits, so they breed dogs with those traits that they want. And then there are more than 400 dog breeds on Earth. So this, of course, would happen over a long period of time, but this is really how humans have created all these different dog breeds. Another thing we're going to learn about, and it's really closely related to natural selection, is called evolution. So I'm sure you guys have heard this word before, evolution. Um, and when we think about evolution, we think of Charles Darwin. So Charles Darwin was a scientist who went to the Galapagos Islands to conduct research, and his research was focused on these birds right here. They are called finches. And he was noticing that they have different traits, um, but that his theory was that they all shared a common ancestor. So we're going to be diving into this, but let's go ahead and try to finish the flowchart. So in this case, the finches all started in the same place, and then as they went to different islands, they had different food that was available to them, which over a long period of time led to the evolution of new finch species. Okay, our next learning goal that we're going to do is called group behavior. And this is the idea of animals or other living things um, working together in groups. So let's go ahead and look at the data. And now we can fill out our flowchart. Lions live in groups called a pride, containing an average of 15 lions. They're more successful when they hunt together. So we continue to see groups of lions hunting in these sizes because they know it benefits them. And last but not least, we are going to learn about phylogenetic trees. and speciation. And if we look at these pictures, it probably looks familiar to you because it's kind of like a family tree. And it does the same thing for us. It helps us to see, instead of like how closely you are related to your third cousin once removed on your dad's side, it helps us to see the different living things that exist and how closely they're related to each other. So, the more closely related two organisms are, the more traits they will have in common and the more DNA they will share. So, taking a look at our flowchart, let's go ahead and fill out our empty box. Okay, so this one we're gonna definitely need to learn more to fully understand it, but genetic information is stored in DNA, which leads to more shared traits, and species with more shared DNA are more closely related. We can even say species with more shared traits and DNA are more closely related. Okay, all right, y'all, this concludes our Unit 2 preview. So make sure you took your notes, and we're going to get started with this new unit next week. See you later. Bye.